My name is Anne, and this squiggly, squirmy little guy is Toby. Toby just went for a walk, and Bob just came back and gave him a treat. So that's all he was interested in. Anyway, welcome to our Tobyknits Podcast, episode 146. And I have lots of notes today because I have lots to tell you. So, to all my new viewers, the first thing you have to do, and you can pause this video if you want and go do it, but you need a cup of tea. And all my regulars, hello lovelies, welcome back. It's a podcast again. Yes, I'm not live. We're podcasting. Yes. So, and I have so much to tell you. It's not even funny. So you're going to need a cup of tea and get comfy. Oh, Tetley. Nothing beats a good cup of Tetley tea. So if you are new here, as I said, my name is Anne and Toby is my dog. He's a Yorkie. And I am originally, my husband's pulling faces out the window. I am originally from the UK. I was born in Liverpool and lived there till, well, up and down the country actually. I moved a lot. And then when I was 25, we came over to Canada. When I say we, I mean me and my bag. And nobody else came with me. And I've been here for 40 odd years now. So I'm retired. I have 3 grandchildren and 1 on the way. My eldest grandchild is 3.5, just so you know. It's been a busy time. And Nana has lots of duties. So it's a good job she is retired. And yeah, so I live in a little village outside of Ottawa, Ontario. And I'm just loving this crafty life. And I do lots of crafting. I do knitting. So you'll hear about that. I do crochet. So you'll hear about that. I do cross stitch. So you're going to hear about that. And I do quilting. So you're going to hear about that. So without further ado, let's get going. What have I finished knitting wise? Well, I have to reach over, sorry. I have finished the Paper Wings by Helen Stewart. These are really pretty socks with like little paper airplanes. Who remembers paper airplanes? I've been recently playing paper airplanes with Tristan. He's my 3.5-year-old grandson. And they go all the way around the back. And then the heel is this lovely, I think it's called Eye of Partridge. So first time I've done one of these. I normally do the slip stitch heel flap. So this was the first time I did this. I've seen it tons of times and thought it was cool and could not wrap my head around it at each time I went to do it. But for some reason, this time I got it. And it's a 4-row repeat. I think that's what kept throwing me off. I kept thinking it was a 2-row repeat. And anyway, so it turned out really nice. I added a white cuff and toe, and it's just your regular toe. So yeah, it turned out very nice. I really like it. This yarn is my own hand dyed, which was the gladioli. And each month I dye up a color of yarn based on the birth flower of the month. And so August's birth flower was gladioli. And so this is what this looks like. It's a pinky purple with all kinds of other colors in it. So those are my, don't you love the feet? I got these because I thought they were better for displaying socks on than the sock blockers. So those were my finished objects knitting wise this month. And these are Helen Stewart's of Curious Handmade. And she's been doing for the past 4 or 5 months a mystery sock of the month. So each month we get a new sock. We don't know what it's going to be till it's released. And each month I've been doing them and using my hand-dyed birth flower of the month to knit them. So that was what that one was. So let's move into whips now. The seed pod. Yeah, I haven't really done any more with that one. I did one. These were the, I'll put that one on the foot for you. These were the July socks. And this is my July yarn, which is Larkspur. And I think I'm sold out of Larkspur, I'm not sure. Because I only hand dye a small batch to put in my Etsy shop. So this was the Larkspur. And this is the seed pod, which is again a really interesting stitch, because we used a 2.25 for this part, then a 250 for this part, and then back to 2.25 for just the plain. So these are quite nice. These are obviously the seed pods. So I made one and started on the second one, and I've only got as far as the cuff. I've just started on the seed pod part. So I've just changed my needles. I really like these needles too. These are Knitter's Pride 2.25, and I really like them because they're a short needle. This bit gets a bit on my nerves. I find it a little bit more tangly than some of the other, like Chow Goes or Haya Haya. But I really like the actual length of the needle, and it has a rounded tip, so it's very nice to knit with. It doesn't poke at you. So those are the seed pod. I'm really going to try to finish these. These will be really good car knitting when I'm on my way to Nova Scotia next week, because once you get past this part, it's just plain. So that's kind of good car knitting. So I'm hoping to try to finish them, but you know. I still have my cough. I had a cold last week. Leo was here the week before, the lovely Leo from Nova Scotia. He was here staying with us, and he's 20 months old. And by the time he had, he was here about 3 or 4 days, and then he developed a cold and got a runny nose. Of course, you know, Nanas, we're always got tissues on us, so I was always constantly wiping his nose. And then, of course, I got his cold. What are you going to do? So then the next one I'm working on are the Mermaid Shawl socks. Now, these are her, Helen Stewart's September socks. Yeah, we're in September. And story about these, this is quite funny. No, well, not really. So this is as far as I've got. This is as far as I have got with the September socks that were released on Thursday. Today is actually Sunday for me that I'm recording this. So Friday night I sat down to start them, and I got a good way through them. They're a lovely pattern. I'll put a picture here of what it looks like. Very interesting because it's not a traditional ribbed cuff. It's a, well, you can see it's just a different cuff. So I was very interested in this one. And we have to have 2 stitch markers to mark where this, I guess, the scallop will start forming of the shell. Anyway, I started these, and I probably got about 18 rows in, and it was really starting to look good. I had figured I'd done the back part wrong, because after you've done, after you knit to this stitch marker, from here on in, it's knit through the back loop purl. And I did that, but when I started this row, which is then repeat to the end, I started with a knit through the back loop when it should have been a purl, basically, because I hadn't finished off from this one and moved on to this one. So I realized after a while that even though it looked okay, the sides would be a little different. because it wouldn't it wouldn't just flow in, it would mirror kind of thing. And I thought, well, I've got so many rows in, I'm just going to keep going. Then I went to put it away for the evening, and it got all tangled up in the yarn. And the yarn I'm using is my September hand-dyed yarn, whose birth flower is Asta. So it's a purple and yellow flower, and has a big yellow middle, and then a very pale purple edge, leaf, petal. Anyway, so it got all tangled up, and literally I pulled the whole thing off, and the stitches were all just there, sitting there, and I was like, oh, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna fuss and fight? And I was tired at this point. Am I gonna fuss and fight to put them all back on in the correct way your knits and pearls are supposed to go on the needle? Or, plus I was having the pattern where there's slips and SSKs and all that kind of stuff, and I thought, I won't remember which is, I won't even remember which is what is the stitch. So I just tore it all out. And I started again last night, and I just did this part because we had to go to a wedding yesterday. So that's as much as I got done watching the football. England played yesterday. So anyway, that's how that, and you know, and in a way it was good because I knew I had done the first one a bit wrong anyway. So then I would have had to do the second sock a bit wrong. So it was easier for me to just pull the whole thing out and start again and do it correctly. So that's what I did. So that will be the Mermaid shell socks. That's what those are called, from Helen Stewart. I will put links all below to all the patterns I'm showing you, and then you'll be able to get your own if you want one. So, okay, next. So that's all the whips I've been working on knit-wise, which is kind of cool. My Halloween socks are going to be going live on October the 1st. That's my own pattern. I dyed up some yarn and designed a sock to go with it. If you purchase the yarn, it's already been shipped to you with the special stitch marker. And there are no more available now. So when I put the pre-orders up, once the date has passed, because I need to dye them, they come down. So you're sort of out of luck. You will still be able to get the pattern if you want to use your own yarn. And some of the stitch markers might be available as well. I just have to, I give all my test knitters one of the stitch markers as well. So once I've mailed out them to my test knitters, then whatever's left I'll put in the shop before October the 1st. And then you'll be able to, or on October 1st, I should say, when the pattern will launch live on Ravelry. So you can use your own yarn then, but knit my pattern and order the stitch marker if you want it. We will be having a cast on live on October the 2nd at 6 p.m. on this channel. That's the day actually that Sean from Nova Scotia, my Sean, and Miss Megan and the lovely Leo are coming back for a wedding, another family wedding. And they're going to be coming back and staying with us. So Bob is going to go pick them up from the airport, and I will stay at home and do the live video cast on, so that we're all, you know, I love going to the airport. So you're super lucky that I'm doing the live cast on that day. But I think it'll be fun. And I will be casting on another pair because I'm going to be making them for my niece who got married yesterday. So that will be the Halloween socks. I'm not telling you what they're called. That's not what they're called. They do have a name, and they will be, it will all be revealed October the 1st. Oh, I might put some sneaky little peeks in for you to see. So that is exciting. I've also finished designing my Christmas sock, and it's not gone out for test knitters yet. However, I have a few ladies that are ready and willing to test for me. I'm just going over the second sock and making sure the pattern is correct, because I wrote the pattern as I knit the first sock. So now as I knit my second sock and make sure the pattern is correct, then I'll send it to the test knitters. So that will be good. I'm not sure I want that one to be a mystery though. What do you think? Do you want to see some sneaks of that one? And it'll go live up on December the 1st. I'm not sure. You'll have to let me know. So that's what's happening knitting wise for me right now. So let's talk about crochet, because yes, I've got back into crochet. And the reason I got back in, I had started the Hexigon, the Granny Hexigon cardigan. And I used my own hand-dyed yarn in a 100% merino sock base, or it's not a sock base, sorry. It's a fingering weight, because I wanted it to be soft and I wanted it to be airy and light for a summer cardigan for myself. Wow. It takes so long to knit with fingering weight yarn. I got fed up. And then I was showing my daughter-in-law and she said, oh, that's really pretty. And I thought, oh, because I'd done one side, started the second because got fed up that the first side wasn't growing very much. So I thought, okay, I'll do the second side because it'll give me something to look forward to. And then when I would put them together, I thought this looks like a really cool baby cardigan. So instead of making this for me, I decided it's now a baby cardigan, and I finished it. Like in that same weekend that I decided, look, is this not the cutest little cardigan ever? So here is the back. So what you do is it's a hexagon shape, and when you fold it in half, it becomes this. So I did it in the 2 yarns. Every 2 rounds, I did the blue or the variegated. The variegated was called, what was that called? Ontario Spring. And the blue was just, I think I called it sky blue. And so those went lovely together because there is some, in the variegated, there is some of the sky blue. So those, you make 2 of them. So then you join them together at the back. Well, first of all, you join the sleeve. So I just did a single crochet in the sleeve. And these are all granny clusters. Then I did the back where I did 2 rows of the blue on each side, and then did that join as you go thing. Never done that before. I'm still not sure I like it, but anyway. So it added, I should probably have only done 1 row and the join as you go, because I did not realize it was going to give me 2 more rows. So the back looks rather big, but you know. And then I added some more to another row or 2 to the sleeve, and then brought them in with single crochets. And then I did another row of doubles and then singles. And then around the bottom, all the way around the bottom, I did another round and went up the side in half double crochets. So it looks really cool. I just have to put a little button right there, and then it'll be all good. So obviously this is for my new baby granddaughter, who is going to be born in November. And so that will be for her. And when we go to Nova Scotia in September, it is September, next week, while we are there, my dad is flying in from England and my brother. So they're spending a week with us there. They're staying in a hotel in Halifax. We'll be staying on the Dartmouth side with my son, but just going each day over, because it's literally just over the water. It's like a 5-10 minute drive. And picking up my dad and doing things with my dad. He wants to see Sean and Megan and Leo, because he hasn't met them yet. Leo's 20 months. And the new baby will be born in November. So we'll get that lovely visit. While we're there, it's Bob and I's 35th wedding anniversary. And the same day, there will be a baby shower for Megan. So this is going to be one of the baby shower gifts. So I really think this is cute. I actually now want to make one for me, but I want to do mine in a worsted weight, which will be thicker and it will go faster. So that's cool. The other thing I'm working on crochet-wise is a blanket for the new baby, because every one of the babies in my family, all my nieces and nephews' babies, Sean and Megan and Caroline's friends, Andrew's friends, all got a baby blanket from me as a shower gift. Typically, I do just a granny square because they're fairly quick to do, and I usually do it in 3 colors. And this time I decided I wanted to do a corner to corner because I haven't done one of them in ages. So this is the corner to corner that I've started, and I'm using 3 colors. It's like it's not yellow, it's like a lime green. It's not showing very well here. A pink and a burgundy. And I'm just alternating the colors, doing 4, 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, all the way up. And I'm really enjoying it. So I don't think I have much more to go because it's just for the stroller. It's not a big blanket for the baby, it's a stroller. So I feel like I'm just gonna do, get the pink out, the burgundy out the way. So another row of pink, 4 of burgundy, and then I think I'll start the decrease. And this will be, obviously, I will be taking this with me on our drive to Halifax because it's nice and easy. I don't need a pattern, I'm just doing it. So that'll be a nice one to take with me, I think, in the car. As well as the sock knitting, that's just going to be easy. So that's crochet. So I'm very happy with crochet. This crochet blanket behind me, by the way, I made this years ago. And it was a memory blanket, it was called. And each block, each square here, there are 4 blocks, and it represents a week. So in each one of the weeks was my memory of that week and what like the weather might have been like, or if there was flowers outside, or stuff like that. And I just did the colors based on how I felt, and then each month was put in a white, was all put together in the white, and then it was all put together and they joined together in the yellow. So that's what this is. It's a memory blanket. And literally I have totally forgotten what each of the blocks meant. I should have written them down, but I never did. So cross stitch. I'm going to start cross stitching again because I miss it. And I had cross stitched, that was like, my grandmother taught me how to knit. My nan taught me how to knit. We lived next door to my nan when I grew up in Liverpool. And she taught me how to knit. My grandfather taught me how to smoke. No, I'm kidding. Actually, he tried to teach me. But he got in big trouble. And I never smoked after that. I was 6. Anyway, my grandmother taught me to knit. She did teach me to crochet, but I didn't like it. I thought it was for old people. Sorry, old people. But she taught me to knit. And I taught myself how to cross stitch when I was about 17 and loved it, and cross stitched all of my life until about 20 years ago, and then I stopped. Probably because I was having trouble with my eyes. I don't know. Anyway, I've so many cross stitches on the go that I decided it was time to start them back up again. When the pandemic was on, I did actually do some So this one that I did, I started September 6th, 2022. And this was a little card. A friend of mine at a knitting retreat, cross-stitch retreat, had this. And I thought it was super cool. So I made my own. So you put your date, the design, what you used when you started it. And each time you work on it, you just circle the date. So you can see that I did quite a bit in September, didn't do any in October, did a little bit and a teeny bit in December, and then put it away. So here's this year, nothing going. I should start working on it this year. So hopefully get it finished for Christmas. But it gives you an idea how much time you've spent working on it, which I thought was great. Now this pattern is from Tiny Modernist, and it was last year's mystery, and you all know how much I love mysteries, and it was called the Christmas Snow Globe. And I hadn't even finished part one, so this is what it sort of looks like. Now I have decided in my infinite wisdom that I didn't really feel like doing the base of it, the bottom. There was other parts down here. So I think I'm just gonna finish the base the way it should finish and then just do the center. So that's what I'm not gonna do the whole entire thing. This is what it looks like finished. And I didn't particularly like these guys at the bottom. So I'm just literally going to do it like this, where it says Merry Christmas. I'm just going to do it like that, because I think that's cute. I love all the animals in here and the Santa and the little Merry Christmas there. I just don't really fancy doing these guys. These might be fun to do as ornaments for a tree, so I might still use the pattern to do that, but I'm going to move this up to go underneath there, so it looks like it's sitting on a table. So that's my plan for that. Now I shall show you where I got with it. Please excuse the state of the fabric. It needs to be ironed. And it's on a linen, because I love working on linen. And that's what I've got done. And I roll it up and I use a wooden small hoop. So it is very pretty. This side is done. I don't think I did the back stitch yet though, because I always like to leave the back stitch till the end. So yes, so I want to start working on that. One day a week, I've promised myself I shall work on this. And I think I picked Sundays to work on that. I won't be taking it with me to Nova Scotia. Or am I? Yeah, I think I am taking it. I'll just pack it in my suitcase. Won't go in the car to work on the drive. So that is that. So now I have to show you my quilting. And I haven't done a tremendous amount this week because I've been super busy. This came in the mail. So it is my new designer mystery block 2023 from Fat Quarter Shop. So this came in the mail and I managed to starch all the fabric because I like to starch fabric, especially when they're small pieces like this. They do still have to be pressed. So these are the colors. I'm not sure what the fabric is. What oh, wait a minute. Sunnyside by Camellia Ross Kelly. And this is just the background, which is a lovely white on white. I love background fabrics, especially when they've got a little pattern to them. And this one. Isn't that pretty? I really like that one. So this is ready to go. Well, obviously it's just starched. I just have to cut it. And the instructions are in this little package. So I will be getting that cut. I usually like to cut fabric one day and then sew the next. So sometimes I'll cut a couple of projects out at the same time and put each of them on a designer board and then just stack the designer boards up. And then when I want to feel like I want to go and sew, I just grab a designer board, sew that one. If I still feel like sewing, grab the next designer board, sew that block. That's how I like to do it. That's how I like to do it. I'm also been working on these. So this is the new flash fiction mystery. Oh my gosh, I love mysteries. Can you not tell? And I love this one because the designer mystery that you just get a block each month from a different designer, which is really cool in the same fabric theme. And they send you the fabric and you do it. This one is, they tell you the fabric you need to get. So you go out and buy your own fabric or use stash. In this case, it's 5 colors. And each month you get a new block to make. This actually is the filler block. So we have to make 20 of these, which will fill all the spaces in around the actual mystery blocks. You get a story, a chapter each week. And each month, sorry. And then you also get some puzzles along the way to solve, which you can win prizes for. So I super love this. So I had all my fabric cut out for these filler blocks. And so I've literally just been making these 4 patches. So far I've made this many. And each time I go down, I just make a couple of 4 patches. Once these are all made, I have to make 40 of these. Then I can start putting them together in these blocks. So isn't that gorgeous fabric? This is a Swiss dot that I just had. And this I went out and bought. I have no idea what this is. But I got the blue and I got a green. So that is that I'm working on. They have released the new block, the first block for this month, which is an applique. I just haven't got around to that yet because I haven't. Then the other thing I've been working on is I also love doing the Tobyknits Puzzle Mysteries. And this is Clue 8 for Village Green. So the thing I love about these, I gotta keep my eye on the time, we have to go out soon, is when they send you the little baggie each month, all your fabric is pre-cut for you. Everything is pre-cut. And you literally just take the pattern and put it all together. So typically I sew 1 block so I can see what it's going to look like of each of the clues. So we have to make 2 of these. So this is again why I love this. Who knows what this is? This is such a weird size. So I think that must be a border or around an edge or something. But it was very easy to put together. And then this is the second one we did. And again, we have to make 2 of each of these. So isn't this fabric cute? Look at those little bears. So this is my Village Green Clue 8. And so that is all I have been working on for quilting. So there's not much left to go now. Very quickly, I'm going to show you the shh, don't tell Bob. So I ordered some yarn from Yarn Canada because do you remember when I showed you this book last week and showed you how awesome these little things were? So I asked the girls, what do they want for the grandkids for Christmas? So these are going to be their Christmas gifts. Megan wants me to make this one. And I'm going to make this one for Leo, the dog, because of course he loves Toby and he thinks Toby's his dog. And I want to make the mouse for me and take her on adventures with me, because the mouse's name is Dorothy Mouse, and Dorothy was my mother's name. And Megan also likes the duck. So I don't know, there are so many in here and they are gorgeous. There's raccoons and pigs, foxes. Oh, here's Dorothy the mouse, look. Isn't she cute? And Toby the dog, well, it's not Toby, but we'll be calling it Toby, where is he? He's right at the start here. Every page I don't turn. He's called George the dog, but it will be Toby the dog. And the reason will become obvious why. Because of the yarn. Yes. So his main body and most of him will be in this lovely sheepy's wool. You needed to get 2 for each animal. These are 50 grams, and this one is called, I think it's called, yeah, Boulder Opal. So it's like a lovely browny color, soft brown. So that's what I bought to do his body. And because he has the little patch across his eye, and Toby is a Yorkie, I got this lovely kind of yellowy color for the patch, yellow jasper. So I bought those. And then because I wanted to do the Dorothy mouse, I chose the actual colors they selected for Dorothy, which is crystal quartz. So you just need 2 of those. Now these are just for the bodies. The clothes you can use regular cotton yarn. This is obviously a cotton acrylic for the body, because you want the body to be soft. The clothes need to be cotton to stand up a bit better wear-wise. And I've got tons of cotton downstairs in all different colors, so I'll just make that up as I go. And the other thing, not that I bought this, but I'm going to be doing the Stephen West make-along. I've done it the last 3 years. I wasn't going to do it this year because I made a shawl each for the girls, my daughter-in-laws, and one for me. I didn't really need another shawl, but I have such FOMO with the Stephen West Mystery Knit-Along. I had to do it. So I am using one of my bare yarns. So bare yarn. This is in 100% merino. The next color is, I dyed a very, very, very pale blue with lots of white in it too, because this is it's not a fade, but it's graduation or something. Then there's this color, which is the blue that I used in that shawl, cardigan. So this is sky blue or something, I call that one. And then I dyed up a dark blue. So these are going to be my colors for the Stephen West shawl. I love them. Don't you? So that is what I have to tell you. I told you this would be longer. I told you this would be longer. My tea's probably cold as yours. So, shop updates. As I said, the Halloween socks yarn is gone now from the shop and has been shipped out to everybody. But the Progress Keepers and the, did I call them stitch markers earlier? Progress Keepers. And the pattern will go live October the 1st on Ravelry. The Progress Keepers will be in Etsy. And yeah, so lots to look forward to. So there won't be another video now for 2 weeks, because next week I will be heading, or this Friday, we're heading out to Nova Scotia, and we'll be there for about, I'm not sure if it's 10 days or 2 weeks, but I will record a video while I'm there. Yeah, and I hope you like this new podcast idea. Anyway, I have to go because we have to go out now, and I'm going to see my lovely Tristan and my Andrew, and yeah, I'm waffling. I have no idea what I'm waffling about, so I'm going to go now. So I'm going to say bye for now. Say bye, Bob.
Bye.
Okay.
Bob.
I'll see you all in 2 weeks. Bye.